I sold the track Jeep, and I know a lot of people are not going to be too happy about that because a lot of people, including me, really like this thing. I mean, why wouldn't you? It is an awesome vehicle that has done me very well over the years, but it's time to move on. It's time to switch it up a little bit. It's time for this thing to go to its new home where it's got a whole new purpose. It's going to stay a track Jeep. The tracks are going with it. It's going to stay just like this for its new life. But for me, it is time to switch from Team Jeep to Team Chevy. So this is the Blazer, and there's a lot going on here that we're going to get into and go over completely from front to back, explain what this thing is, why it's here, and why this one's leaving. But in order to do that, we need to run up to 406 Garage because Ben has been wanting to see that thing, and I have a story to tell Ben and all of you that would be a lot better if the Zacklift was there. So we're gonna get the Western Star fired up. It is 25 degrees right now, so we're gonna do us a cold start. Oh yeah, wild cold start. That engine's just a hopping and a bucking and smoking like crazy and running all up and down, or you know, it just like starts up and runs like it should. I mean, not hating on anyone, but I'm just not a fan of cold start videos. I don't get it. I like it when they just start and run. All right, we got the Blazer hooked up to the Zacklift. I know I might get some flack for hooking to the bumper and picking it up by the bumper like that, but when we get over to 406 Garage, I will explain to you why it's actually a really good place to hook on this thing and no big deal at all. And since I'm just realizing that that's sitting over there in the corner of the frame, no, I did not go to the dark side and buy a Land Cruiser like all those silly hippies like to do. Maybe I'll explain why that's here later, but for now, let's head up to Ben's house. And just like that, we're here at 406 Garage and got the Blazer unhooked. We're gonna go over this whole thing with Ben because Ben wanted to see it too, so why not tell all you at the same time? And then when we're done with that, I'm gonna tell you and Ben the very cool story about that Zacklift and that sign and why they needed to be side by side when I told you. Well, good morning, sunshine.
Yeah.
Is this
is it morning?
Is this the company outfit?
Oh, yep, I guess so. I got
So,
the memo from your administrator.
What do you think?
Vern did a nice job on this truck. I remember this truck when he built it.
Yes, hey, even the bird likes it.
Yeah.
So,
It's cooler than the track Jeep, except it doesn't have tracks on it.
yet,
Well, I'm sure they're coming.
they are. This is a, yeah,
really
that's
difficult to put a
number
the
one.
wrong winch in there.
Number one modification. First thing that's happening is this is going away.
Vern, don't be mad. This is probably all going to get cut up.
100% is. So this is a 2001 Chevy Blazer that was built by Vern Simons of Peterson 4-Wheel and Off-Road Magazine.
Phoenix, Arizona.
And it was built for the Ultimate Adventure in 2017 as a magazine build. That's why it has this cool sticker right here. Here's my issue.
How do you save that and not ruin it?
I like this sticker. It's really cool because how many vehicles out there have this sticker on them?
Right.
Like very few.
Yeah.
But it's got some things on it I don't like so much.
Right.
How's it going, Kevin?
Not too bad.
He got the memo about the company uniform too.
Yeah, we're all wearing black vest and jeans.
Ooh, I have an idea. Hold on. Okay, problem solved. You gotta go. Falcon tires. It's got Falcon tires on it. I actually like Falcon tires. That can stay. Rugged Radios. I know the Rugged Radios guy. He's from here in Bend, actually. He's really cool. So
Really?
that could stay.
We need to go meet him.
Yeah. You're out for sure. Actually, you're out twice. None of these others, like Cummins was super cool in diagnosing my rollback. They actually helped out a lot.
Yep.
They can stay.
Dana axles.
Dana axles. Jeeps use Danas. I like Jeeps. That can stay.
GPS.
This is so not a Skyjacker suspension, but that can stay because
Those guys are cool.
why not?
We met them
Off-road
when we were at
design.
the record games.
Yeah, I guess that's all that's got to go away.
Yeah,
Cool. All right, sticker's fixed.
for now.
So as you notice, the big thing about it, it is no longer independent suspension in the front. This is a high pinion Dana 44 with hydro assist steering, which is perfect for tracks. It's got 513 gears in it.
513s, what size tires?
37s.
Oh, sweet. So
The-
it's not, she's not a highway cruiser.
No, well, I drove it down the highway the other day at 60 miles an hour, no problem, drives straight and fine,
Lots of RPMs.
no big deal. Lots of RPMs.
Lots of.
It's got selectable hubs on it, which is is nice for like towing like this, because you can just unlock the hubs and it's free rolling. I don't have to worry about drive lines, transfer case, nothing like that.
That'll just hold up a lot better with the tracks, the whole front end.
Yeah. So it's got RCV axles.
Does it have hydro assist?
Hydro assist.
Already got that.
Reed racing knuckles. Like I said, the 513 gears.
Yeah, so that'll hold up.
Armored diff cover. Yeah. That's plenty.
I like how when Vern built this bumper, he kept it all in super tight.
Yeah. So that's where I'm yes and no. As an off-roader, I like this. You've got super good approach angle right here.
Yes.
As an off-road rock crawler build, great.
Yeah.
As a recovery guy who has to pull the winch out and work with it multiple times a day, every day,
yeah,
I don't like the winch tucked way up all inside like that. Because,
well, here's the deal. You already sold me. You're not married to the grill.
No,
the grill will just have to leave the chat.
The track Jeep hasn't had a grill in it for like 2 years.
If the grill leaves the chat, everything could be very accessible right here, because there's no plastic in the way.
Yeah, because the Apex winch is what's going on here, and there is a relocation kit to move that Apex solenoid pack anywhere else.
Yeah, I know.
So if we do that, it might fit just fine, but I'd prefer to leave it kind of as is, because I like how they are.
Without the grill, it'll be fine.
What if, I know what we can do. We'll just cut all this out.
Yeah.
Get rid of this and throw it in the scrap pile.
Yep. And
then we'll cut this off right here, and I'll super glue it to the front of the Apex winch.
That works.
Yeah.
That keeps the theme.
Yeah. But no, the bumper is built very well, and he did a really good job of keeping all that tucked in really tight, which from an off-roading standpoint is awesome.
And I like the fact that the cage has the exo cage, it's all bolted and put to the frame, but then it has an internal cage and they're actually bolted together, so it's got strength from the top all the way down to the frame.
Exactly.
It's not just a welded together hillbilly style.
Which is a point I just brought up when I hooked this thing and just forked the bumper and picked up, because a lot of people are like, you can't just fork the bumper and tow it down the road. On this you can. If you look back here, kind of keeping a theme with the front being so tucked in, this frame is chopped way back here, right at the back of the body. Normally this would be out farther. This rear bumper is actually the rear cross member of the frame now, and it's all welded in here. And then on top of it, this whole exo cage comes in from the top. So picking up, you're actually picking up off the frame, plus all this exo cage that goes all the way over here, comes all the way down through here, and is tied right back in here to the sliders, this gusset made in here, and the frame itself. It's all been beefed up for the solid axle swap.
Plus, show them how it's bolted and bracketed through the body to the cage on the internal cage through the roof.
I was getting there.
Well, I'm just jumping ahead.
So if you look up here, you see these bolt brackets here, all the way down this. That is because inside there's a whole internal cage. This thing has this whole very nice internal roll cage, and it is sandwiched, here's you can see, through the roof panel at all these points all the way through, tied into the exo cage. So this thing is double caged, tied together all the way through. So when my daughter's sitting in the back seat right here and we're out wheeling,
and you decide to roll it,
I won't decide to roll it, but I'll feel much better if
subconsciously you might decide to
situation happens that we're double roll cage.
Accidentally tip it over.
Speaking of the inside, look how clean this thing is on the inside. It is in such good shape on the inside for a 2001.
I bet when it went on Ultimate Adventure, Vern didn't even have the back seats in it. He probably just had all his gear in there.
I do know when it went on Ultimate Adventure, it was one of the only rigs in the whole thing that didn't break one thing the whole way through.
Yeah, I remember that.
The story goes, the story I heard from someone who apparently knows someone who knows
I'm guessing Vern will reach out to you at some point.
Is this thing did the entire Ultimate Adventure without one single breakage, and then when he pulled back into his driveway after driving it all the way back home afterwards, it blew a power steering line in the driveway.
Of course it did. I'm looking at, like, if you took, not that you would, but if you took the spare tire carrier off, look at how clean and cut off the end of this truck is. There's nothing past this little piece of tube right here. Like, the rear departure angle is insane on this thing.
Yeah.
For what it is.
Yes, exactly.
And with as high as that tire is, it really doesn't affect
well, once the tracks are on it, it's not going to need a spare tire on the back.
Oh yeah, you can just ditch that.
But it'll need 20 extra gallons of fuel.
Yes.
So that might go back there instead.
Yeah, take the tire out and put gas cans in there. You can probably take that high lift jack and put that at home.
Yeah. The TJ6, which, oh, by the way, I didn't tell you earlier, the TJ6 is also sold. It's already gone and left.
Fire sale at Casey Liddell's.
Yeah,
Everything goes.
I don't own a Jeep anymore. My wife has her Jeep. I don't own any Jeeps, and that's like the first time.
Jeep, and your wife owns a Jeep, and you don't own one.
This is the first time in a very long time I haven't owned a Jeep. Yeah,
it's like the polar opposites to everything's
yeah.
changing.
It's a weird day for everybody. What was I saying about the TJ6?
You got rid of it.
Well, before that, what brought that up?
I don't know.
Me neither. What was I saying before I got sidetracked by that?
You said I forgot to tell you guys that I besides selling the track Jeep, I also sold the TJ6.
Oh, on the TJ6.
Yes.
It had the high lift jack on the hood that everybody got mad at me for because there's a high lift jack on the
so
hood.
Put this one on the hood to make everybody mad.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
But I never ever once used that high lift jack. It just sat there and rode around forever. So in the rear axle here, this is a Ford 9-inch.
Yep.
With 513 gears in it, which makes sense since the front has 513.
Detroit in the rear.
There's my problem, and that's the one change I want to make to this thing.
You want it to be open in the rear, or do you want
front and rear?
Because of the track.
Well, selectable.
Because of the track.
Yes.
So
this has
ARBs in it.
E-lockers. I don't like air lockers.
Okay.
But this thing has Detroit's front and rear.
Right, because they're easy and reliable.
Yeah, and if you're rock crawling, great. But the problem is on tracks, the tracks have so much grip that you need to be able to open up the diffs to really turn and move and maneuver. And this thing is going to automatically lock both of them as soon as there's any slip in anything. And that's going to be an issue I can already see. So this needs selectable lockers front and rear. The Detroits are great for like serious wheel and rock crawling. Scary as hell when you're driving on ice.
Yes.
Because the rear end will just lock on its own when it wants to. But with the tracks, it's going to almost be a necessity to get rid of those.
So lucky for you, 2 months into winter, we have no snow. So you still have time to rebuild the diffs in this thing because there's no snow anywhere.
I looked at the trip check camera before I left to come here.
38-degree bare roads.
Yeah, at the top of the mountain up there on Sandian Pass.
Nothing.
5,000 feet elevation, the highest point in the whole pass. It was 36 degrees. Bare, dry ground.
Yeah.
No snow. That should be feet of snow right now.
4 or 5 feet of snow.
And there's nothing. It's bare, dry pavement.
Yep. El Nino.
This truck has
auto
chains on it.
Been used.
They got installed by Utility Trailer weeks ago.
Yeah,
a month ago probably. And I was so excited to make the video of the on-spot auto chains on this truck because I liked them so much on my other one last year.
Right.
I filmed the first part of the video showing the chains and all that. I've had that footage sitting on my computer for weeks waiting for it to actually snow so I could go use them in the snow and show you them working on this truck, and it just won't snow.
Maybe next month.
Maybe next year. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe next year.
Yeah, we don't even know. Also, a Utility Trailer up there in Redmond, Oregon. They also moved these boxes back so that you can see the legs.
I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, see how the legs sit right here now? Isn't that cool?
Oh, it's so much nicer.
So now when
they're not flipped up. Now they're actually down.
Yeah, so now it's just you pull these pins, slide them out one notch, drop the pin back in,
so much easier.
Lower them down. So now when I got to do things like come over and borrow your flatbed trailer, I can just pull in with this and unhook it right here and then go hook onto a trailer.
You don't really need these step boxes unless this is actually off anyways, because those are really only for climbing up when you have a flatbed or your drop deck trailer.
Correct. And I ordered a set of the fuel tank steps.
Oh, okay.
For here, because
so you can step up to the boxes.
Yeah, but they're like 2 months back ordered.
That's fine.
Because a lot of times fuel tanks are up here and they have the steps on the fuel tanks.
It's not going to snow before then anyway. You'll be fine.
So I ordered those, so there's going to be steps right there to get into all this area, but they're back ordered.
However, the one modification that everybody is wanting you to do, have you actually ordered the chicken lights to match the Zacklift lights?
Yes, I do.
Do you actually have them?
Yes, I have them. They're at home.
That's the one thing that everyone keeps asking.
So,
when are you going to have
those
the
lights
on the truck match
are going to go all the way down there.
Okay.
They are at home right now.
All right, everybody can rest assured now. Stop putting it in the comments.
But isn't this nice?
That's much better.
So yeah, Utility Trailer did that. They moved all those boxes back, remounted everything.
Okay.
Redid all the brackets. They did a great job too.
They do. Funny story. I go in there and buy stuff for my trailers and my tow truck and stuff. I buy lights and then because they're right up the road. They're super easy.
And they're not just like a trailer place. They have like accessories for trucks, lights,
tow truck stuff,
airbags, oversized signs.
Yeah.
They have all kinds of stuff. They have a whole showroom full of stuff.
And if you go in there and you've been in one of Casey's videos, they talk about Casey to me every time I go in there.
Because you're famous.
I'm not.
Yes, you are.
No, they talk about you, not me.
It's Ben famous because if you know who he is, that technically means he's famous.
Nope. Nobody knows who I am.
But what we're saying is, if you need any like accessories like lights and straps
place
and
is
chains
awesome.
and binders and flags and stuff like that, utility trailer is the place to go. That's
They're
like where we
awesome.
go for everything.
They literally are awesome.
But back to the Blazer. Yeah, Detroit's front and rear, that is going to be an issue once the tracks go on it.
So have you ordered parts yet?
No.
Okay. You gonna have Nate do it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, got sliders, like, these are some hell for stout sliders in here.
Yeah, but look,
Like,
okay, I'm not knocking anything here, but these are hell for stout. How did we get this with these? What, like,
sometimes you get wild, man. Like, things happen.
I mean, that's, somebody got really Western to get past that tube, which is DOM, 120 well DOM, and hit that right there.
Correct.
Yeah.
Speaking of hitting stuff, underneath, you see all the custom skid plates this thing has? It's got all the way through the oil pan, under the bottom of the transmission back here. There is one that goes in this panel right here, but it's off right now because this thing just got a whole new rear drive shaft put in. It had to be bolted in right here. I got to bolt it back on. So this whole section will be covered. And then this huge fuel tank skid goes all the way down. There's pinion guards and U-joint guards down there. This thing is like,
how to build stuff.
this thing is like so well built.
He didn't want it to break.
No.
He also didn't want to smash fuel tank or a trans pan or T-case or anything else. I don't blame him. That'll put you out of commission really fast on the trail.
And inside, I got the steering wheel strapped straight right now because, you know, like towing it, which we'll get to that. That's coming. But like,
there's more?
Yeah. Inside, it is just clean. Like, this thing is in such good shape. This is like the nicest interior wheeling rig I've seen in a long time.
Well, and I like that he took all the carpet out and just Line-X the whole floor inside.
Yep, and power seats that all work, power windows, power mirrors, heater, air conditioner.
Super clean install on the transfer case lever and everything there. That's nice. That's not factory.
Yeah, it's a NP231, which the transfer case in this had its own whole write-up on the build of the transfer case in the magazine.
And I like how even after he took out everything inside, he put the center console back in with the dome lights and the trip computer with the, you know, the
and
temperature.
It all works too.
Oh, I don't doubt it. And the sun visors, everything went back in. No headliner, but everything else went back in. That's fantastic.
Which is why this is like a perfect family wheeling rig, which is what I wanted. So like the TJ6, let me explain, because a bunch of people would be like, why that? You said that was your dream Jeep. Why would you get rid of it? It was, and it is. Like, I've wanted a TJ6 forever.
Yeah, and if you never were married and had no kids or anything like that, it would have been the perfect rig for the solo guy.
Nailed it. Absolutely nailed it right there. That's why. When I first decided I wanted a TJ6 was when I had a normal Rubicon TJ and always dreamed of stretching it into a TJ6.
Yeah.
Never got the chance where I sold it. Never got the TJ6 thing off my mind. Wanted one forever. That one was for sale.
Yeah, it worked out.
I bought it. It was a great rig. This is actually built a little higher level than the TJ6 was.
I don't think there's anything you could say bad about that truck. It just didn't fit your lifestyle.
No.
After you got, but you didn't know that till after you got it.
Yes, because once I got it, yes, it was like my dream Jeep.
Yeah.
But then it's go wheeling with the family, and you got daughter in the back, dog in the back, family, all of our stuff. We're going with it, and it was just, we were way too cramped. It wasn't comfortable for any of us being cramped in like that. It was fun to like take behind the RV.
Yeah.
To go to like the sand dunes. Great, except we're all so cramped in there. Like go run around town, go to.
It didn't fit.
My daughter likes to go to the museums, the aquariums, and places we go. We go on trips.
Busy girl.
That was a very cramped rig to go do all that, and it wasn't convenient and comfortable. Now we have 4 doors.
Right.
This big back area in here to store stuff, have all anything we need. Like
and
this.
You can probably tow this behind the RV too.
Yes, I can. It's MP231, same as in the Jeep, so you can flat tow this.
Everything.
Yep.
Yeah.
You can flat tow this just the same. And it's something that it's not a Jeep, and that does hurt my heart a little bit. That's not a Jeep.
Grill in it.
That's the best idea I've heard all day.
You get it. Just put a Jeep grill in it.
The grill has to be totally cut up and modified anyway.
You have to cut it all up.
Oh
why
man!
Not just put some kind of little.
I'm gonna make so many people on the internet mad.
Yeah, why not?
That's a great idea.
You're really good at that.
Yes, but family wheeling rig. Like I said, the TJ6 was amazing. I love that thing. It was very sad to see it go. But it's a 1 or 2 person wheeling rig, not a family wheeling rig.
Yeah.
So
this will fit the bill much better.
This is a much better family wheeling rig, which if we're more comfortable when we go out and all that, we're going to do it more often. That's just natural human nature.
Maybe I'll get an invite more than once a year.
Yeah, Ben can get invited to bring his family wheel and rig out.
Yeah.
Which we never did because it wasn't comfortable, so we'd go do other stuff instead. So even though we all really like wheeling, that was kind of the reason for the upgrade to this.
Good choice.
And then this is also kind of the replacement of the track Jeep as well. So this is,
if you go rescue a family out in the snow or woods and you need 4 seats to bring back 2 or 3 people with you, you can stuff everybody in here like you did the track Jeep.
Yeah, this is kind of be the replacement of the TJ6 and the track Jeep all in one. Is kind of my thought with this, which is much more practical, cheaper on insurance, all the reasonable reasons, but yeah.
And you can't, we always say this and we don't need to talk about numbers, but you can't build it for what you buy it for.
Correct.
You're always better off buying something that someone else built if it was built well, because you could never build it for what you pay for something that's already been
especially
built.
Time factor of like what time do I have to go.
You don't have any time.
Yeah.
You hired Ethan and you still don't have time.
Exactly. That's
you need another Ethan.
I hired Ethan. Like, I still don't have time. Ethan doesn't have time right now. He's on the way to Montana to pick up tracks for this.
Right.
And we're both busy full time.
Yep.
So like, to just buy something that's turnkey ready to go, other than the lockers. And in all reality, I can run it how it is.
You can, but that is a relatively easy fix that Nate will be able to do in a couple days.
Yes.
Once he has the parts.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's a non-issue. Really.
Oh, I forgot we had to block out that sticker too. There's one on the other side, you know.
We could just stand on the other side.
So in the back here, spare tire obviously. Here's something, Ben, have you experienced this? Every vehicle I have bought with a lift gate
the shocks never work.
They're always
blown out.
So you got to use a stick or something.
Gotta have the Harbor Freight.
And since one hand is on
the
camera, you should see how I'm holding up this to do this.
Why don't we put this? No, I'll put it in that little slot right there.
Oh. Nope. Oh. I thought you said that's where it goes.
Well, it looks like where it goes. See?
I think you're wrong. No.
Yeah, perfect.
That's gonna slip off there and crush us.
Only if you touch it.
We're gonna be touching stuff.
Don't touch it. What is this? Whose
That
little wooden menagerie is that?
So that's a toolbox that's kind of screwed in here, and then it's got this giant subwoofer taking up all this space, and then it's got all these speakers over here, and
like all that's gonna leave.
I'm gonna gut all of that. And then right here there was a fridge right here, and this is the mounts for the fridge, but I use either SetPower EcoFlow fridges, has a different brand, so I took it out and I gave it to Ethan, like, Merry Christmas.
The fridge?
Yeah. So see, notice
where was I on that deal? No fridge for me? Okay.
You have a YouTube channel. Call up SetPower. They'll give you something. Rear battery. Fridge goes right there. All that sound crap's gonna go. I don't listen to radio ever, so all that'll go. Storage in here for recovery gear and stuff.
Donate any of the sound stuff to the my 4-seat buggy build that needs to have Bluetooth speakers in the back. You can donate those to that.
Okay.
Or to my Samurai or Toyota build.
There you go. Yep. We've got multiple vehicles that we can recycle all this stuff for you.
I think you guys should fight over it.
I think it'd be a close call.
But once this is all gone, look how much room there is back here compared to TJ6.
Nice. It's nice. And if someone's not back here and you fold the seat stack down, even your tall, lengthy body,
I could sleep back here. Yeah. So I'm going to put one of the SetPower fridges in here. Easy because there's power right there.
Yeah.
Rework all this. Get where you can get a bunch of recovery gear in here, but still have room to like your bags and your stuff when we go on trips and go on drives and stuff. Now, Ben, the moment everyone and you have been waiting for. I still haven't told you why this is here, but I told you this needed to be here.
Yeah.
So
again, ridiculous overkill for towing this.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I could have just drove this here. It drives down the highway, no problem.
I know.
So, I have a Zacklift.
Yes.
Zacklift was founded by a guy named Ed Zakovich, who lived in Cle Elum, Washington, which is where Zacklift is still headquartered today.
Theme of the day. We've been talking about that place a couple times today.
Because I'm making a trip up there soon. But he founded Zacklift back there in the early 80s. Well, he owned a tow company before then.
Okay.
But in the early 80s, Ed Zakovich invented the hydraulic underreach.
Okay.
Before then, all tow trucks were sling trucks. But once the 80s come around, cars started changing. It started to get really hard to tow cars with slings without damaging them.
Okay.
Even though there's a whole lot of tow truck experts out there who say they can tow any car with a sling, no problem, blah, 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 whatever, they're wrong. But, so Ed Zacklift invented the hydraulic underreach.
Okay.
And it was designed to be an add-on to existing tow trucks. He didn't build new tow trucks with them. He made it so
Right.
you can put it on your, so that's why a lot of older, you see a lot of old classic tow trucks that have the old booms and slings on them,
The Holmes
but
beds
then
or whatever.
have an add-on Zacklift on them. That's what it was built
Underreach,
for.
yeah.
The hydraulic underreach. And then it developed into the heavy wrecker world where they had the fifth wheel attachment Zacklift. That design pretty much stayed for a few decades.
They've been around for what, 40, 50 years?
Since the about 1980.
Okay, so 40 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the design pretty much stayed the same until here recently when Matthew Freeborn bought the company 5 years ago.
Right.
He's an aerospace engineer, very smart guy, and decided to
Think outside the box a little.
step up the game a little. That's why this is called the Genesis, which is the genesis of a new era.
The new era, yeah.
And this is a whole new era of Zacklift where they've really stepped it up. But the part you're going to find most interesting is, I said Ed Zacklift owned a tow company before that, right?
Mm-hmm.
He owned a tow company and an auto dealership. He was the international dealer for the area.
Oh, get out of here. Seriously?
Yep. Ed
Up in
Zacklift
Washington?
owned an international dealership and then had a tow company along with this dealership that then became Zacklift.
Wow.
And you know what makes me like that guy even more? Was his slogan
What
for
was
the
the
tow
slo-
company.
What was the slogan?
The slogan was, when you're in a ditch, don't bitch. Call Ed Zacklift. That was his slogan.
Well, that's awesome that he was a dealer.
Yeah,
too.
that's why I wanted this truck next to this sign when I told you that.
That's rad.
Once I
When
learned
did-
that history.
When did you learn that?
A couple weeks ago.
That's really cool.
But I've been too busy to come over here and tell you.
I know. But how funny is that now that we're friends and that's what I do and you're working with that company and that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now Zacklift and International are,
Or one and the same.
yeah.
I guess we need to build an international truck and put a Zacklift on it then.
I think that's not the worst idea I've ever heard. So we might have to do that. But yeah, I thought that was some really cool and like
That's super
coincidental
cool.
history.
Really cool.
Uh,
I have even
Ed
more
Zacklift started out as an international dealer,
Yeah.
then which became his tow company, which became
Yeah.
Zacklift.
I have
That
even
now
more,
I work
I already
with.
like the company, but I have even more appreciation for him now. 'Cause
Yeah.
of the tying into what I do too.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool.
That's awesome.
Well, it's really cold out here, so we're going inside Ben's nice heated shop. But that is the Blazer. That is why the Blazer's here now, and both the Jeeps are gone. Like I said, hurts my heart a little bit that it's not a Jeep, but I think it'll be a really
We're putting
good
a Jeep girl in it.
I think it'll be a really good turnkey family wheeling rig that's going to get a lot more use than both the other two combined. Oh, it's so nice and warm in here. Holy crap, this thing looks a million times better the last time I saw it.
Getting there.
Wow.
And guess what?
Look at this thing.
You know what I did just for you too?
What did you do? Oh, shut up. That's it. Video's over. I'm out.